Good day everyone. Today I will be discussing the topic measures of dispersion. Dispersion refers to how spread out or scattered the data values are in a distribution. It helps us understand how much the values differ from each other. If the dispersion is high, it means the data values are very spread out. If the dispersion is low, it means the data is more consistent and close to each other. Here are the objectives of the topic. First, to define the measures of dispersion. Second, to calculate the range, interquartile range, variance, and standard deviation. And lastly, to differentiate each measure of dispersion. Now, let's talk about range. Range is the simplest type of dispersion. It tells us how wide the spread of data is by subtracting the smallest value from the largest value. The formula is range equals highest values minus lowest value. This measure gives us a quick idea of spread, but it can be affected by extreme values. Next is the interquartile range or IQR. It shows that the middle 50% of a dataset, it is the difference between the upper quartile and the lower quartile. Quartile 1 represents the lower 25% of the data, while quartile 3 represents the upper 25%. The IQR is useful because it is not easily affected by outliers, making it a more reliable measure of spread. Let's talk about variance. Measures how far each data value is from the mean. It is computed by getting the square distance of each observation from the mean. This gives us an idea of overall variability, but since the units are squared, it is sometimes harder to interpret. And lastly, the standard deviation is simply the square root of the variance. It tells us how far the data values typically are from the mean using the same units as the data. A low standard are close to the mean, while a high value means they are more spread out. And now, let's solve and answer the number 9 and 10. Number 9, here is the question. An economics student is monitoring the price of a specific brand of rice in two different public markets, Market A and Market B. They sample 6 stalls in each market. Market A, peso and kilogram, 50, 52, 51, 50, 51, 52. Market B, peso, kilogram, 48, 55, 50, 52, 49, 54. Now, calculate the range and standard deviation for each market. Which market has more stable pricing for this brand of rice? Example 9, we will compare Market A and Market B using range and standard deviation para malaman kung alin ang mas stable ang price. So, una natin yung Market A. Yung data niya is 50, 52, 51, 50, 51, 52. So, for step 1, hanapin natin yung range. Hanapin natin ang pinakamataas at pinakamababang value. So, ang highest ay 52 and ang lowest ay 50. Now, i-compute natin ang range. So, yung range niya is highest to lowest. So, 52 minus 50 is equals to 2. Maliit yung range, so maliit din yung total na spread. So, yung pangalawang step is yung mean, which is yung average. So, isasum natin lahat ng values. 50 plus 52 plus 51 plus 50 plus 51 plus 52 is equals to 306. So, pag na-compute na natin yon, i-divide natin siya by n. Yun yung bilang ng data, which is yung 6. So, mean natin ay 306 divided by 6 is equals to 51. So, ayan, deviation, square deviation, table method. So, kukunin natin yung x na mean for each value, then square it. Yan, nasa, PT na. So, yung sunod dyan is yung sum ng square ng deviation, which is yung 1 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 is equals to 0. Ngayon, yung sample variance naman and yung SD. And sample variance, standard deviation. So, yung last is yung range ng market A, which is 2, and yung SD niya is 0.894. Yung prices niya is, the prices are very clustered around the mean. Ngayon naman, sa market B naman tayo, ang data is 48, 55, 50, 52, 49, and 54. So, and ulit sa step 1, hanapin natin yung range, yung highest, and yung lowest. Ang highest ay 55, and ang lowest ay 48. Ngayon, para mahanap yung range, kailangan natin sila i-minus. So, 55 minus 48 is equals to 7. Larger range, more spread in prices. So, pangalawa is hanapin natin yung mean, which is yung average. Isasum uli natin siya, 48 plus 55 plus 50 plus 52 plus 49 plus 54 is equals to 308. So, ang mean, para makuha siya, kailangan uli natin i-divide. So, 308 divided by 6 is equals to 51.333 or 51.33. Pag-rounded lang yan ng 2 decimals. So, yung step 3 is yung deviation and square deviations. So, para ma-compute and square each natin siya, ayan, makikita yung 1 and 2 examples, which is for 48 squared, 11.1111, and for 55 squared, 13.4444. So, yung sum ng square deviation is 39.3333. Ayan. Then, sa standard deviation, i-round natin siya to 2.805 or 2.80 if So, yan. And then, yung range is 7 and then yung SD is 2.805. So, final na answer is for market A, range niya is 2 and then yung SD niya is 0.894, and for market B, range is 7 and SD is 2.805. So, market A is more stable, mas consistent in prices, dahil mas maliit ang range at mas maliit ang standard deviation compared sa market B. For example number 10, here is the question. A sports analyst for Universities Athletic Association, like the UAAP or NCAA, wants to determine which of the team's 2 star players is the more consistent scorer. They can just compare standard deviations because the players have different scoring average. The analyst collects the scores from a sample of 8 recent games for each player. Player A, which is guard, 12, 15, 14, 18, 16, 15, 13, and 17. Player B, center, 20, 15, 25, 12, 18, 30, 10, and 22. Now, calculate the coefficient of variation, CV, for each player. Each player is the more consistent, less variable is scorer. So, yan, for example number 10, gagamit tayo ng coefficient of variation or CV. para malaman natin kung alin sa dalawang players ang mas consistent. Kasi iba-ibang average nila. Kaya SD lang hindi sa. So, yan. So, for CV formula reminder, whereas sample standard deviation is equals to mean. Player A, scores nila is 12, 15, 14, 18, 16, 15, 13, and 17. So, sa first step, hanapin natin yung mean niya. So, kailangan muna natin i-sum lahat. So, 12 plus 15 plus 14 plus 18 plus 16 plus 15 plus 13 plus 17 is equals to 120. So, pag nakuha na natin yung total, hanapin naman natin yung mean, which is ang gagawin natin ay 120 divided by 8 is equals to 15. So yan, nakuha na natin yung mean, and then punta na tayo ngayon sa step 2, which is yung square deviation. Kukompute lang natin sila and square each. So yan, 12 hanggang 17. So pag nakuha na yon, lahat ng sum nila is i-add naman natin yung sum of squares. So 9 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 0 plus 4 plus 4 is equals to 28. So yan, so nakuha natin yung sample variance and then SD. Ngayon, yung pag nakuha na lahat, so yung total ng player A's, yung CV is 13.33%, relatively consistent. Ngayon naman, sa player B naman tayo, yung score nila is 20, 15, 25, 12, 18, 30, 10, 22. So, yung step 1, same lang sa kanina, hanapin natin ng mean, i-add natin lahat. So, 20 plus 15 plus 25 plus 12 plus 18 plus 30 plus 10 plus 22 is equals to 152. So, ang mean ay 152 divided by 8 is equals to 9. So, same na din kanina sa step 2 para makuha din. Kailangan natin i-compute yung square deviation nila from 20 to 22. Pag nakuha na yon, isa-sum of square ulit natin sila. 1 plus 16 plus 36 plus 49 plus 1 plus 121 plus 81 plus 9 is equals to 314. So, pag nakuha na yung variance, SD, i-round natin siya ng 6.70 or 6.696 if 3 decimals. So, yan, nakuha natin yung players B, CV, which is 35.24%, much less consistent. So, yung final na total is sa player A is meron siyang 30.33%, while player B is 35.24%. Since player A has a much lower CV, player A is more consistent despite having a lower mean than player B. And that's all. Thank you for listening.